and gentlemen, my name is Pius Odhiambo, and I am the founder and vision bearer of KISWATE Tekelezi. I was born, raised, and received my early education in Western Kenya, in the east coast of Africa. I've changed my profession 4 times. I started working as a granarist stroke papyrus craftsman, a trade I inherited from my late grandfather. Later, after receiving my high school education, I got a job in the hotel industry in Nairobi, courtesy of my cousin who adopted me and trained me as a cook. I had to abandon this trade halfway when I was admitted to Kenyatta University to train as a physics teacher. A couple of years ago, I left teaching and started working as a data engineer. Very soon, I will be retiring peacefully to start working as a social entrepreneur. Social entrepreneurship is an approach by individuals, groups, startup companies, or entrepreneurs in which they develop, fund, and implement solutions to social, cultural, or environmental issues.
My name is Margaret Sombe. I am a consultant brought on board in the KISWATE Digital Academy project to provide technical support to the founder of KISWATE, Mr. Pius Odhiambo. Pius Odhiambo is a Kenyan based in the diaspora who, over a period of 14 years, has demonstrated his love for his country of birth, the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Pius is an award-winning, innovative data scientist with international recognition that has made a deliberate effort to use his creative knowledge to address the teething problems in the implementation of the CBC curriculum in our country using ICT, open source digital tools, data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning to address the teething problem in the implementation of the CBC curriculum for free. Mr. Pius has spent over 9 years in several universities in the United States to crack this technology that has taken a break from his Doctor of Science degree program in computer science, particularly artificial intelligence and machine learning, to come back to Kenya and use the idea to solve the teething problems in the implementation of the CBC curriculum, with a specific focus to the boys, who is the Kenyan child in grade 10, 11, and 12, which, if successful in Kenya, can be used to address the same challenges in the rest of the countries in the continent of Africa. The KISWATE Digital Academy app intends to address the following issues in the Kenyan education system. Number 1, if successful, it will reduce the cost of textbooks from an average of Kenyan shillings 1,500 shillings per textbook to approximately 100 shillings per textbooks in the senior schools in our country. Number 2, it will reduce the teachers' shortages by at least 25%, and this will go at no additional cost to our government. Number 3, it will give an opportunity to the students who cannot attend schools due to unavoidable circumstances such as sicknesses, pandemics like COVID-19, school strikes, natural calamities, among others, to continue learning at home without disruption of the school calendar. And number 4, it will give an opportunity to our TSC registered teachers who are already employed to work for 1 or more additional school at an extra pay during the days that they are not at work with the TSC. This could be during the evening hours, it could be the public holidays, it could be the weekends, and it will go at no additional cost to the government. This innovative app intends to address and bring on board all willing stakeholders in the education sector to ensure that the Kenyan child in grade 10, 11, and 12 has got zero chance to errors while implementing the CBC curriculum. The main economic activity of the KD app is to sell the dynamic digital textbooks developed by the volunteer Kenyan teachers for the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students in the senior secondary schools of the CBC curriculum, effective from January 2nd, the year 2026. The teachers who developed the content will own it for a lifetime, and this automatically gives such teachers a source of income during retirement when they exit the public service. The KDA Dynamic Digital Textbook will be sold in form of Bamba 100, Bamba 80, Bamba 50, Bamba 40, Bamba 25, Bamba 20, Bamba 10, just like our airtime scratch cards. And each sale will be accompanied by an army of highly motivated TSC registered teachers available for the student for 3 hours in 24 hours period. These teachers will be distributed throughout the country since the distance will no longer be a barrier in accessing the teachers. In the thematic areas where the expertise cannot be found within the Kenya, the KDA app will create a conducive environment for such teachers to be sourced globally from countries such as China, Japan, India, Israel, USA, among others. The areas may include but not limited to metalwork, woodwork, aviation, agriculture, among others. The internet connectivity will be provided by the Starlink internet satellite dish, courtesy of KISWATE scholars at the Eldoret National Polytechnic. Our beloved country Kenya is for all of us, and if God gives us the privilege of having an innovative mindset and creative knowledge, it is our responsibility to share this knowledge with our fellow Kenyans unconditionally and without any bias whatsoever. We are the Generation Z that will not ask Kenya what Kenya has done for them, but instead tell the whole world what they are capable of doing for Kenya unconditionally using their creative mindset. KISWATE Digital Academy, many schools, one digital academy.
Thank you so much for recording. I think I should put on my video. Am I visible?
Yes.
And Rose Deborah, before you start presentation, you're gonna ask everybody to put on their video, and you take a screenshot of the attendance and post it on that group that the meeting has already started and all is well. All is well. That's how we take attendance. All is well. Hey, Mr. Kibet. Mr. Kibet, can you hear me? Mr. Kibet. Mr. Kibet is not hearing me. Maybe he has dropped out. Yeah, he has dropped out. Rose Deborah, we have 5 minutes to time. Can you start sharing your screen? We'll start with your presentation and then introduction will come in later after everybody has joined. After everybody has joined. Please share your screen. Rose Deborah, we are waiting for you to share your screen and start your presentation. Introduce yourself to members and then start your presentation. Mr. Kibet, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, is there anything I can do for you to make sure that you have power throughout? Because the way our organization is designed is in such a way that you cannot do without power, and then you cannot do without internet. Telling me all the time that you telling me all the time that you have power blackout or you don't have internet is like informing me that you are not qualified for the job. We need to do away with you because those are the tools of trade. So you need to think about seriously on how you can have power throughout, including having a backup power and having internet throughout. Having internet throughout. Anyway, that's not only for Mr. Kibet, but for everybody else. You don't need to answer me, Mr. Kibet. I just used your name because you're my friend. Because you're my friend. So, yeah. Okay, 2 minutes to time. Rose Deborah, have you shared your screen? Very good. I can see your screen. Please, if you can see Rose Deborah's screen, type yes on the chat. I can see it, and I'm going to type yes on the chat. And Rose Deborah, acknowledge when people type yes on the chat. Acknowledge the yes. Rose Deborah, you are not acknowledging those yeses. I saw you so many yeses and you are not acknowledging. Rose Deborah, you on mute? Rose Deborah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I was asking you to acknowledge the yeses, but he has been overtaken by events. So it is the time right now. I'm checking my screen. The time right now, I think, is 6 o'clock in Kenya. Can you please go ahead and introduce yourself and do your presentation? And please, you only have 15 minutes to do the presentation and then 5 minutes for questions. Take it away, Rose Deborah, please. And then after that, you hand over the meeting to me. And we are recording. We'll share the recording when Rose Deborah is done. Please go ahead. Rose Deborah, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
That in my earlier explanation of the river,
Hey, Mr. Odalo. Mr. Odalo, please mute.
that I would like you to play so that I address my point, what I meant.
Yeah, Mr. Odalo is now muted. And Mr. Dalo, can you call the lawyer and inform her to join? So Rose Deborah is 1101. Can you please start your presentation? Rose Deborah, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm starting my presentation right now.
Okay, start with the introduction. All these people do not know you.
My name is Rose Deborah Ojuok, and I'm the KDA software engineer, the software engineer at KISWATE Digital Academy. And I'm going to be working with the team that is going to be developing the KISWATE Digital Academy application and website. So I'm just going to take you through the introduction and a little bit on the overview and some of the features that are going to be present in the KISWATE Digital Academy application. So while coming up with this idea and this concept, our main objectives were to develop a digital school that will offer the CBC curriculum, that will assist in the smooth transition of the CBC curriculum in grades 10, 11, and 12, to make available a dynamic digital textbook for all the thematic areas in grades 10, 11, and 12. And this has been talked about over and over again in a couple of the meetings that have been joining, the ones that have been chaired by our team leader. And to reduce the cost of books in grade 10, 11, and 12 by a significant percentage, to also reduce the teacher shortages by at least 25% at no additional cost to the government, because most of the work that you're going to be doing is going to be online. And working online basically means that you can work remotely from anywhere. So since most of the challenges that the government has been facing by in the teacher shortages area was because there were no teachers that could, or maybe the schools were inaccessible or the teachers were not available. So this application is going to do away with that challenge by ensuring that most of the teachers work remotely and they can have access to the schools from anywhere, hence the reduction in teacher shortages. And this application would also give an opportunity to students who cannot attend schools due to unavoidable circumstances like sickness, pandemic, like when we had the COVID-19 school strikes, natural calamities, such as floods, to continue learning in their homes without the disruption of the school calendar. Previously and also currently, we have situations where students are being forced to repeat their classes or stop school altogether because of circumstances like sickness or maybe loss of a parent, or maybe just any circumstance that can force the student to drop out of school or discontinue school, making them to repeat a class. So this application is going to do away with that problem significantly, if not completely. And the other objective was to give TSC registered teachers the opportunity to work for more than one school at an extra pay during the hours that are not taken up by their primary job. TSC registered teachers, typically they work, they have physical schools where they report to for work, but they do not work throughout the entire day. I have to believe that not all teachers work like continuously from 8 to 4 or from 8 to 5. They usually have those couple of hours in between where they either don't have classes or they're just not doing anything. So within those hours when they don't have classes currently at their primary school, at their primary jobs, they are going to be able to have the opportunity to work remotely in the other schools and have an extra income. So the KDA website, it's going to be a website and it's also going to be an application. It's going to be accessible on both iOS and Android devices. and it's also going to be a website, so you could also access it on the internet. It's going to be an app, meaning you can download it from Play Store, just like the other apps that we are currently using, like WhatsApp and the other apps. And some of the core features are going to be, we're going to have user roles, which includes students, teachers, KISWATE staff, parents, and other stakeholders. This means that these are the people who are going to be able to access the KISWATE Digital Academy applications. And we are going to have the resources upload. This is a feature where where the teachers are going to be able to upload the dynamic digital textbooks that I talked about earlier. And they're going to be available in form of text, audio, and also video format. And we're going to have a progress dashboard where we are going to be able to track the attendance, academics, and user data. If a user has to log in to use the application, their data is going to be stored within the application, so that the next time they log in, they don't have to sign up to use the app again. And then we have we are going to have notifications, automated reminders for submissions for students, teachers, and parents. And we're also going to have reports where teachers are able to generate schemes of work, lesson plans, records of work, tests, quizzes, and mark sheets when details are entered into the systems, or when topics are selected from the syllabus. If a student wants to learn a certain topic in, let's say, grade 10, they are going to be able to enter that particular topic in the app, and it's automatically going to generate whatever the student needs. If the student wanted tests on that topic, the student is going to get tests. If the student wanted quickfire quizzes on that particular topic, the student is going to get quickfire quizzes on that particular topic. And we're going to use artificial intelligence and machine learning to integrate this particular feature. And we're also going to have out of class participations, where we're going to have the registration of talent show and extracurricular activities within this particular app. If a school wants to host a talent show, or if a school has a ceremony where there's a couple of extracurricular activities, they're going to be able to register that event or that particular talent show in this app. And they're also going to be able to upload videos so that other schools and other parents and stakeholders are able to view what is going on within that particular event. And under the user roles, when I mentioned they're going to be we are going to have students, teachers, parents, and other stakeholders. So how will the students be able to use this app apart from the other reasons that I've mentioned? The students will be able to buy the KDA Dynamic Digital Textbook, the one that the teachers are going to be able to write in form of texts, audio, and also video, in form of Bamba 100, Bamba 80, Bamba 50, Bamba 40, and Bamba 25, and Bamba 10. This means that the student is going to be able to get these reading materials or reading resources on a subscription basis. And how do they subscribe to these reading materials? They are going to be able to buy. They're going to be able to buy via Bamba 100, Bamba 80, Bamba 50, Bamba 40, Bamba 25, or Bamba 10. If a student wanted a resource worth, let's say you wanted to access the learning resources for 24 hours, you'd have to buy a specific credit card to use. And once that credit card runs out, for the student to continue accessing these resources, the student will have to renew or purchase the credit card and enter into the system and then access the resources again. And for the teachers, we are going to give TSA registered teachers the opportunity to work for more than one school at an extra pay during the hours not taken up by their primary job. And the teachers should be able to generate streams of work, marking scheme, attendance record, etc. They're going to have that feature embedded in the app so that it's going to be easier for the teachers to generate the schemes of work, marking scheme, quizzes, tests, and the attendance records. The teachers there's also going to be a digital registry feature where the teachers are going to be able to you see the way the teachers take the physical attendance in class. So they're going to be able to do that online, and this digital registry, it's going to be accessible to the class teacher, to the principal, to the teacher on duty, and to the head cook. And the head cook is going to be able to have this feature because we get in most cases where the head cook usually prepares, let's say, lunch, or if it's supper for boarding schools, they prepare food according to a fixed number of students. But that is not usually the case. There are students who are usually not in school because of sickness or unavoidable circumstances. So once the head cook has a specific number of students in attendance, after they have accessed the digital register, and they know that we have this particular number of students in school, they are able to cook food that is going to be enough for that particular number. And that is going to lead to, it's going to do away with the food wastage in schools. So the students are not going to be, they're not going to have to spend more money than they should have to spend on the food. And principals and class teachers should be able to monitor the progress of the students via the attendance record, and also the results they get when they do the tests and the quizzes that are being generated by artificial intelligence and the teachers. So this basically it's a digital platform, and the design is going to be user friendly. I will send once our team has finished designing the user interface. We're going to share a prototype where we're going to get feedback from various teachers and various stakeholders on what should be changed and what should be retained in the design, and then you're going to proceed to the development phase. And it is going to be mobile compatible in the sense that it's going to be accessible by iPhones and iOS and Android devices all at the same time. And there's also going to be a website. And you're going to, under the functionality, you're going to have seamless video uploads. You're going to have real-time progress updates. Once a student has done a test and it has been marked by a teacher or by the system, the student is supposed to get a real-time update. They're supposed to receive their results almost immediately, if not within a really short period of time. And then you're going to have secure login for different user roles. This means that there's going to be, we're going to have tight security within the application and the website, such that once a student has created an account and they have logged into the account, no one can come and try to log into the same account of the same student. No student can log into another student's account. That is what we mean by secure login for different user roles. Each and every student are going to have their separate accounts, and it's going to be very difficult for someone else to try to hack the students' accounts. And same for the students, it's going to be very difficult or literally impossible for the students to try to hack the teachers' accounts or the stakeholders' accounts, and vice versa. And we're going to have WhatsApp or Telegram integration. When we are talking about the seamless video uploads, we were talking about uploading the videos via WhatsApp and Telegram. So we're going to have a feature embedded within the app where the users, which are the teachers, students, stakeholders, and parents, are able to upload videos either using WhatsApp or Telegram. And the purpose of this is to facilitate easy video submissions and to ensure accessibility for all students. So as students will submit videos to a designated WhatsApp number, and the teachers are going to verify and upload the digital text, audio, and video to the website or to the application. And you're going to have an evaluation and feedback system where under the evaluation system, the technical experts and consultants should be able to log in and evaluate resources if they meet a certain threshold. And the technical experts are basically they are like the software engineers and some of the consultants that we have in this organization. So maybe if there's a problem and something or just something that needs to be checked out, they are going to be able to log into the system and check it out and have it fixed. And we're also going to have industry regulators, such as experts from the KICD or the Ministry of Education, where they are able to log in and review our progress and also make recommendations if they are necessary. And we're also going to have teachers who are going to review the monthly submissions by students, and the performance reports are going to be accessible to all stakeholders, including the parents. We're also going to have a feedback mechanism where we get weekly feedback from the stakeholders. They're going to be able to review the app, the things that the students are learning, and whatever the dynamic textbooks that are being posted by the teachers. And then they're going to be giving us weekly feedback so that we know when they're going to be giving us feedback in form of recommendation so that we know if we need to change something or we need to keep everything as it is. And we're also going to have timely evaluation reports from the experts such as people from the KICD or experts from the Ministry of Education of Kenya. So the implementation plan of this project had already started. We had the first phase, which is almost coming to an end. We have been planning this project from June 1st. We have been gathering requirements and designing the user interface and specifying the features that we want for this application. That is what we have been doing since June 1st. And now we are about to enter into the development phase where we're going to have the website and the application development and the integration of the WhatsApp. Then after that, after January 15th, probably from January 16th, we are going to move on with the testing and training. We're going to do a pilot test that we are going to select one school and we will do a pilot test. And if everything works according to plan, if everything works according to the way that we want it to work out, we are going to launch the we're going to launch the project, the fully finished project at a date that is going to be communicated. And then from there, after we launch the project, you are going to have a couple of months extending to maybe a year, where we are going to be monitoring the app and the website on how it is on its performance. If there's an issue where the app crashes or the website crashes, we are going to be able to fix that within this period of monitoring, during this monitoring period. And the benefit, this app has a couple of benefits, the app and the website. For students, you're going to provide an opportunity to students who cannot attend school due to unavoidable circumstances, like sickness, pandemics, school strikes, natural calamities, to continue learning in their homes without disruption of the school calendar. For these students, learning doesn't have to stop despite the situation that they get themselves in, even if it is something that is as self-inflicted as strikes or something that is out of their control, like schools burning or the pandemic or sickness. That doesn't mean that school has to stop for them or school has to be paused for them. They can always continue their learning process at home. And when they get back to school, when they get the opportunity to come back to school, they'll still be at the same level as the other students who have also been going to school. And it is also going to give a special opportunity to the students who are homeschooled to get a glimpse of what it is like to learn with the other students. And we're also going to have enhanced academic and extracurricular engagement, like I mentioned in the feature, in the out of class registration feature, where we get to register various talent shows and various extracurricular activities. And we also get reduced textbook prices. So for the parents, they are on top of worrying about how they're going to get money for paying how they're going to get money to pay for the school fees, which is an issue that is in the current education system, the way the school fee is being inflated time and time again. So they won't also have to worry about how much the textbooks are going to cost, because the textbook prices are going to be reduced by a significant costs. And for the teachers, they're going to have a streamlined monitoring and feedback. It's going to be easier for them to monitor the progress of the students and give feedback. If they have a specific student who they want to check their progress, they're going to be able to do that easily without any hiccups. And they're going to have a better communication with students through the monitoring and giving feedback. And they're also going to have the opportunity to work for more than one school at an extra pay during the hours that they're not taken up by their primary job. And for KISWATE, we're going to have an efficient scholarship management. It's going to be basically the details are going to be in the app, and we are going to be able to monitor the students that are being sponsored by KISWATE easily without any hiccups. And there's going to be comprehensive progress tracking, because we are usually continuously tracking the progress of the students that we sponsor. They have to attain a certain grade and above to continue to be sponsored by KISWATE. So we're going to be able to monitor that. If a student goes below that certain pass mark, we're going to be notified almost immediately once they have updated their results. And in conclusion, the proposed application is going to be an additional player in the implementation of the CBC curriculum, where students will not only have access to the physical school, they will also have access to a digital school, which is the KISWATE Digital Academy, and it will facilitate communication, progress tracking, and ensure students meet their scholarship requirements, as well as the requirements that have been set for them by their schools and their parents. And the application will be funded by a yearly subscription fee, to be paid by the participating schools and the students. The funding model includes a yearly subscription, which makes it easy for the school to come up with the money throughout the entire school year. And the rates are affordable to ensure sustainability within the schools and within the organization as well. And there's a value addition, which is a high return on investment for the school and the stakeholders. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. So if you have any questions, I'm going to be taking questions for the next 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Rose Deborah, for that wonderful presentation. And I want also to bring the attention of our consultants and experts that within us is Sally Omoto, who is we are going to ask questions to find out if she is a good fit to provide legal services to our outfit. Now, it's the first time we are leaking this out to the public officially, apart from the presentation we had on June 1st at Luero Elementary and Junior Secondary School, which was something similar to this, but not this. Now, I want to bring to the attention, my name is Pius Odhiambo. I'm the founder and the vision bearer of KISWATE Digital Academy. It has taken me 9 years to come up with this, spending on snow and hot summers in the United States. And the code that is going to drive this innovation is my top secret. Even my software engineer does not know about it. Even the contractor does not know about it. It will become much later when the product is finished and is an AI and ML algorithm that has never been used anywhere else. We are going to be the first people to use it. And this has made me to stop my doctorate of science in computer science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning degree in the United States to come back to Kenya and see whether we can participate and provide a suitable solution to the teaching problems of the CBC curriculum. So this project is not just about you, the experts, it's about the Kenyan child. And when we talk about the Kenyan child, some of those children are our own children, they're our relatives, they're the people that are going to propel Kenya in the next century, the next generation of experts, and we need to take care of them. We cannot sit back and see them suffering because the government is not able to provide adequate technical space for the CBC curriculum to be implemented. Now, I want to bring to the members of the call that this idea is not to phase out what the Kenyan government is doing, but is there to supplement the good job the Kenyan government has done as far as the implementation of the CBC curriculum is concerned. For you who is in Kenya and is observing from a distance from the fence, you may judge the government harshly that they are doing very poorly. And for me, who has got exposure to other jurisdiction where such kind of projects have been implemented, the government of Kenya is doing well, is doing extremely well as compared to those jurisdictions. This does not mean that I support what the Kenyan government is doing, but I applaud them for what they have already achieved. What we need to do is all of us to come on board and bridge that gap. Now, the reason why we are bringing a legal expert is to make sure that all the technical experts, including me and my software engineer, does not make a mistake that will lead into a legal dispute. That is why we are bringing in a legal expert. And today we are happy to have identified one. And very soon after the questions, I'll give her opportunity maybe to introduce herself to us, and then she will give us the opportunity to ask her questions. At this particular point, members of the call, kindly allow me to hand over the meeting to Rose Deborah to allow anybody with a question to ask. Thank you so much. Rose Deborah, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, can you give members of the call an opportunity to ask questions, including our legal expert? Please feel free to ask questions for whatever something small that you have grasped from the time you entered the meeting. Over to you, Rose Margaret. Do you have any question? Is Margaret there?
Yes, I'm here.
Maybe... Do you have any question? You have any question to ask my software engineer?
Yes, maybe what I would want to comment on as at now is that the implementation of the current curriculum, the CBC, has been accused to be very expensive on the side of the parents, especially our children who are in areas where they are not able to access electricity and internet connectivity, and that most of the experiences that we give to our learners at times has required that the parents are supposed to assist the learners to make some printouts, access internet, and so on. So my question, maybe at this point, even as we come up with this app, how are we going to ensure that that child who is in the remote part of Kenya, probably in the northeastern, not able to access internet, in fact, they don't have network. Even Safaricom network is a big issue. So how do we ensure that this child will also be taken care of, and that we don't just benefit those children who are already considered to be advantaged in the cities? That would be my question for now.
Yeah, I'll take that question. Margaret, I've talked about this in many of my videos that I've already shared with with all of you every time and again. And even in my problem statement, I did say that the Starlink, the internet connectivity will be provided by the Starlink satellite dish by my fellow honorary listee in the Mercuse, who is Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is one of the richest people in the world. He brought a satellite internet connectivity to Kenya, and we are very happy for that. And we thank him and congratulate him for remembering Kenya as one of the countries in Africa. So the Starlink internet connectivity does not have interference with the government. The government cannot switch it off when there's a political turmoil. It will not also suffer from low latency or low connectivity the way Safaricom and Celtel and all those others suffer. So the Starlink internet connectivity receives its signals directly from the satellite owned by Elon Musk that is circulating around the planet Earth at very high speed. That is where the signals are going to come from. So this Starlink internet connectivity, if you own a car, like me, I own a tuk-tuk, I can put it on top of my tuk-tuk, and as I drive in the traffic jam, the people around me will have internet connectivity. When I'm going for vacation or school holidays, maybe Masai Mara or that part of Masai land, or Taita Taveta, those sides, I just have to carry my dish and install it there, and I'll have internet there over the bush. So that is where our internet connectivity is going to come from. And this is in addition to Safaricom and Celtel. So, Margaret, have I answered your question?
Actually, I think my concern still would be what of those places where we don't have electricity as at now?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you for asking. The Starlink internet connectivity can be solar powered. Kenya is very blessed. We have too much sunshine than any other countries, especially the developed countries. Solar is not a problem. So we'll have backup power. There's electricity from the main grid, and then there's solar from the sunshine, free from the sun. And then we also have generators which are powered by diesel or fuel or petrol, stuff like that. So, and there's also a guy in Zimbabwe, we're gonna bring him on board, who is producing high voltage power from air. From air. The government has been fighting him, but he has got a group of investors from America, comprising of professors in the university, who want to document and deploy his innovation. So have I answered your question, Margaret?
I think that's well put, Mr. Pass. Maybe another question, it may sound like a layman's language. I've
Yes.
seen maybe in the past, even during elections, we've heard of cases where people have interfered with our servers as a country. Now, for this case, I don't know what security measures we will have such that when the app is up and running and we are putting our content, that somebody will not come and probably run away with the whole content, and there we are busy waiting that we will be making sales in terms of bumper 10 and so on, but our content is already accessible to everybody else outside there. So what are our security measures?
So you are talking about cybersecurity and how to keep away the hackers, all right? Is that your question?
You are right, you are right.
Yeah, when we talk about cybersecurity, even the most powerful system developed by the American military, the US Marines, the United States Air Force, have been hacked in the past. And when it comes to cybersecurity, it is only God who can protect us from hacking. However, that cannot discourage us from going ahead with doing our business or implementing our idea, because we have banks, the Central Bank of Kenya, the Federal Bank of Kenya, it contains millions and millions of dollars. They have never been hacked. And if they have been able, and even if they have been able to be hacked in the past, they have been able to come out from that particular phenomenon. The Kenyan elections, the reason why it has been hacked over again and again is because the employees who have been trusted with the system to protect the system are the same employees that violate its security and sell the whole country out. At a few, in the Bible, we talk about silvers and what? Silvers and gold, at the cost of a few silvers and gold. Even among us, we might have such people, but we have got mechanisms in place that will make sure that our system is secure, and that is my second top secret. Margaret, I cannot share with you how I'm going to protect my gold. And more so, because this video is going to go to the cloud, they go viral. We're going to edit it, rebrand it, and let it go viral for people to see. I cannot share that with you here on a recorded video, but I will be more than willing if you can sponsor my trip from Washington, D.C. to come to Nairobi, Kenya, and host me for lunch or dinner to share with you one-on-one the type of security measures we have. But I want to assure you it is one of the best in the world. And for these reasons, I've sponsored students for scholarship for the last 5 years. Some of those students will be graduating from the university in December. Others are second years, they'll be graduating later. They are medical doctors, they are engineers, they are pharmaceutical doctors, they are teachers, they are lawyers, and what have you. They are all. The reason why I sponsored them is not to pick up professions in those areas which they are studying. I'm going to put them together and then maybe take them for another training in a disclosed place, so that when they come back to the country, their work will be to protect my system. As they work as medical doctors, as they work as pharmaceutical doctors, as they work as software engineers. You have the privilege and the opportunity to interact with one of them by the name Michelle Ouma. Michelle Ouma is not just that type of an ordinary student, that's a top-notch high scholar. In a straight A material student. And then we also have the award-winning Dr. Nundu, who was in Tanzania the other day. You saw the videos and what have you. He was celebrating. He has been celebrated by the United Nations. He has been offered HAC Head of State Commendation by the President of this Republic. Those are the kind of the students we are bringing on board. So you see a bulletin that will offer scholarship, not to everybody, only to this, to come and protect our system. Because one layer of Rose Deborah is already here. By the way, I didn't introduce Rose Deborah. Rose Deborah came to us as an intern from the East African University, and after doing internship for us, we recalled her back to come and attend our training. She attended our training for 6 months. She completed the training, and she has got some of the international certifications. And a few people in Kenya have got that kind of certification that he has. And now she's back working for us. That is what we are talking about. That's why I told you, when you are working for us, let money not be the benchmark, because when opportunities come, we'll board you plus your family. Plus your family, your children, your grandchildren, and whatever, if they are willing to work for us. So I think that's enough. Margaret, are you have I answered your question?
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Okay. Any other question, please? Yes, I'm going to call you by names. Noel Nyandega, question, please. Noel, are you on autopilot? Noel, go ahead. We can hear you. I'll pass Noel. We go to Eric Kibet. Eric Kibet, do you have any questions for my software engineer?
Hi.
I didn't hear what you said. I just heard the sound. If you have a problem, can you type? Can you answer me on the charts? I'm right here on the charts. So Noel Nyandega, do you have any question? If you don't have any question, type in the charts, no. Eric Bet, do you have any question? If you don't have a question, type in the charts, no. Eric Oduor, do you have any question? If you don't have a question, type in the charts, no.
No, I have maybe two questions.
Who is this? Who is this? Introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself.
Maybe I'll go first. My name is Eric Odur.
Yes, Eric, what do you do for us?
I am currently working for KISWATE Digital Academy as a consultant. And I'm glad to be part of this meeting today. So I have two questions for today, going to the previous presenter, that is Rose Deborah. One, I am seeking clarification on the point about the app being able to enable us have teachers work for more than one school. I wanted to ask on your projection, how many teachers in your projection, maybe as you do the planning, how many teachers do you think are able to work remotely a day? And what's the work?
I'll take up that. Possible? Hold on. I'll take up that question. So, Eric.
Yes.
I'll ask you another question. Are you aware of Zoom?
Yes. I use Zoom.
We have another one. We call it learning management system, LMS. We have another one called Blackboard, and there are so many of them. Now, yes. I want to ask you a question. Can you please give us a projection? How many teachers are capable of starting a Zoom meeting within the country called Kenya, and able to teach students remotely? How many?
I know there are so many.
Yes, it's numberless. It's numberless. The question you ought to have asked, how many students can you accommodate in one of your virtual class? That ought to have been the question.
Okay.
Because the other one is infinity. We want to onboard them as many as possible so that we reduce the teacher shortages in the country by a significant percentage. Right now, we are talking about a benchmark of at least 25. At least 25 means 25% or more. Have I answered your question?
Yes. You've answered my question. The second question I had is about the market search, whether we have similar products in the market and what's our selling point. Because I really believe Yes,
okay. As having a similar product in the market, I'm going to tell you, even in America here, we don't have something of this kind. It is going to be the first of its kind in Africa. I'm saying just in Africa, because people look down upon Africans, especially Black African race. But the reality of the thing is, this is going to be the first of its kind in the world. That is why I can't share with you my code. I can't share my code even with Rose Deborah. I can't share my code even with the contractor. It will come far much later, the AI and ML component of it. Now, the thing is, there's something Rose Deborah didn't tell you. We are going to have what we call a digital classroom. A digital classroom will be that kind of classroom that will be available within our participating schools, where these classes will be held. So during press, when the students are in press and preps and they have subscribed to our system, or the school has subscribed to our system, they'll be required to go to that digital classroom. For example, I used to teach physics, and there used to be no many teachers for physics. I don't know the case right now, whether we have enough number of teachers for physics. So the school has missed a physics teacher, or the physics teacher has died. Or a physics teacher, God forbid, or a physics teacher is sick for 3 months, terminal illness. We cannot keep students waiting for the next physics teacher to be posted next year by the TSC, or we cannot wait for the principal to search for a physics teacher, and we don't have enough physics teachers in the country. So what will happen? These students, physics teacher used to be taught for 180 minutes in a week, 90 minutes, a double lesson, and then 2 single lessons, 45 minutes each. That's 180 minutes. So 180 minutes is like 3 hours. So let me put it 4 hours. So we can do that on a Tuesday during prep time, 7 to 9. Physics is offered through our platform. on Tuesday and Thursday. And where is the teacher? This school is Kisumu Boys High School. And where is the teacher? The teacher is logging in remotely from Alliance Boys High School, or from Girls High School, or from Kiminini Secondary School in Western Kenya. And because this is technology, the thing is seamless. We can have several of such schools logging in that particular timetable, in that particular schedule. And thus, having one physics teacher from Alliance Boys High School teaching as much as 100 schools. And in the 100 at a go, and in the 100 schools, we have 45 students in the class. So we'll be having 4,500 students being taught by one physics teacher. Now, the other question that arises in, what is the behavior? What about behavior management? What about discipline? The KISWATE Digital Academy is going to hire competent people that are going to act as our class assistants or technicians in those schools to take control of our digital lab. They will act as lab assistants or lab technicians for the case of physics, for chemistry and biology. This one, we call them digital assistants, partial digital assistants that are physically available on the ground to monitor behavior management, to address student issues, to manipulate and manage the technology that we are using to offer the classes. So I don't know whether I've answered your question, Eric.
Yes.
Okay, do you have any other question?
Not really.
Yes,
That is all for
I
today.
have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Please introduce yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, my name is KISWATE Eric. I am a consultant now in KISWATE Digital Academy. Now, I was just imagining how the scratch card or the credit card interface will be. Will it include M-Pesa for ease of use?
That's a simple question that should not even worry you. That's just a method of payment. We are going to have multiple methods of payment. And remember, we are targeting the whole population in the country, and later we'll roll it out to East and Central Africa and then to the whole of Africa. So we must have multiple ways of paying: M-Pesa, Airtel Money, Visa card, deposit in a bank account, and also cash. We're going to have cash collection center in those schools, whereby a student has got cash money, does not have the digital money. He walks into the cash collection center in our digital classroom, where we have a cashier, and pay 100 shillings, and is given the code is generated from the computer, and that appears in the system. So have I answered your question?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks.
Okay. Any other question, please? Noella, is Noella there? Is Mr. Odalo there? I'm told our legal representative expert is not able to ask questions. So we'll just ask the questions, and then she will watch the video and then respond through a video chat, maybe within 48 hours after this meeting. That's what I've told her. But if she's here, is able to respond to our questions, let us know. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and answer the questions, or ask her the questions, because we don't have the luxury of time to do this meeting again. Okay, Mr. Odalo, are you there? Is Mr. Geoffrey Odalo there?
Yes, he's there.
He's there, but he's not responding. He's on mute.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Odalo, do you have any question as far as the app is concerned?
There's power breakout.
Hello? Do you have any question?
Yes.
Yes, please go ahead and ask.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
That's just a point, a concern, concerning the app, the app that is going to be generated.
Yes.
I can see there's a time frame that is put, but for the testing, training, I don't know where there's time frame for the same, because with the CBC, time is moving with speed, and very soon we are going to be going to another grade. And I can see for testing and training, there is no time frame. Is there a time frame for it when testing and training will be taking place?
The time frame is going to be there, but let me assure you this. from the technical bench of the contractor, the software engineer, and the innovator, myself, we are ready. The only delay that we are likely to have when the app is ready, and you people, the developer and consultants, you don't give the digital textbooks to upload. So some of this time frame will depend whether you people will give us the digital textbooks or not. That's why they are left blank. For example, we cannot test the system if you have not given at least one book. Have I answered your question, Mr. Dalo?
Yes, answered.
We are ready because the reason why we are ready, research has been done over the 9 years, and we have that simple thing that most digital schools or learning management system lack. We have it. It is under lock and key. Right now, if something happens to me and I die, I'll die with it. But maybe God should give me the grace at least to leak the secret to my software engineer and to continue with it. and continue with it. Right now, she doesn't. Yeah, right now she doesn't. Otherwise, if it was easy, then every Tom, Dick, and Harry could have done it. Why is it? CBC curriculum was started a long time ago. I don't know how many years ago. Why is it that nobody has ever come with the idea? Mr. Oduor, you teach at the Kenya High School, State House,
Yes.
the prestigious State House Girls High School. When
State
was the CBC
Yes.
curriculum launched in the elementary school? How many years ago?
6
years. Now the question is, how comes within the 6 years that the CBC curriculum was launched ago in the elementary school, how come we have not come across any Kenyan to come up with an idea like this, or to come out strongly that we are capable of doing this? Why? Because there's no technical expertise. Nobody has ever thought about it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be the first of its kind.
Yeah,
and you people that are in my team here, money should not be the motivation, because I see you after we are going through one full cycle of implementation of the CBC, that 3 years from 2026, 27, and 28. I see you people still returning your THE jobs, but working for KISWATE Digital Academy in other countries in Africa, because the African Union can decide to buy the whole thing. The African Development Bank can decide to buy the World Bank can decide to sponsor everything and buy the whole thing. And when that happens, I sell it with all my professionals, with all my consultants. And at the same time, you still retain your job. Anyway, that's a dream. And Shiwani told me it's better to dream even if you don't achieve your dream, rather than not dreaming at all, because dreaming will cost you nothing. He is now the late, may his soul rest in peace. Yes, Mr. Odalo, do you have any more questions?
I don't have another question, but the only thing I wanted to, a point of concern, that
yes,
it is important that even though there is no time.
I lost you, Mr. Odalo. Can you go again? Hello? Mr. Odalo, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Time frame on the same testing, training, launching, and what we have on the ground. It's important that we need to have developers instead of just leaving it blank like that.
Mr. Odalo,
that direction. I don't know what others do.
Yeah, I've got your question. As my top, as the director of HR in all my initiatives, can you please work with the developers to give us the time frame when the 10th grade CBC curriculum in all the 36 thematic areas is going to be ready? The digital textbooks for 10th grade in all the 36 thematic CBC curriculum thematic areas are going to be ready. Once you give us that time frame, Rose, my software engineer, will be very much ready to give you a time frame for testing and uploading. The same to 11th grade and the same to 12th grade. Now, Mr. Odalo, have I answered your question?
Yes. Please.
Okay, so the ball is on your court, sir. If you don't have any other question, we'll now move to our legal expert. All of you did ask me that we get our legal expert on board. We want to thank Mr. Geoffrey Odalo for identifying for us one. I've already talked to the legal expert for around 30 minutes. Right now, she's engaged elsewhere, and she's gonna, once Rose Deborah releases this recording before before she goes to bed tonight. We're going to share it with her, and she's supposed to respond to our questions within 48 hours after she received the recording. And how is she going to respond? She's going to respond in terms of a video. She will send that video to Rose Deborah or to Odalo or to me directly. I'll upload it on my YouTube and share it with you. I use YouTube as my filing system. So at this particular juncture, I wanted the lawyer to introduce her, the legal expert to introduce herself. I don't know whether she's able. Sally, if you are hearing me and you are able to introduce yourself, please go ahead and do so. Sally, are you able to hear me? If you cannot talk, please can you type on the chats that you are able to hear me and you are not able to introduce yourself so that we move forward. Sally, are you there? It looks like she's not able even to hear us. Maybe she's on autopilot. Now, Mr. Darlow, because of lack of time, we'll go ahead to ask Sally questions. And also, when she's responding to, yeah, Sally, are you there?
No, this is Mr. Odalo.
Yes. Do you want to say something?
No, you were telling me something. I don't know what you wanted to say.
I was telling you that it looks like Sally is not able to introduce herself even through the chats or through the video.
There's something you wanted to say.
And we will go ahead and ask her questions. And when she watches this recording, she is gonna respond to us through a video chat within 48 hours after receiving this, so that we move forward. Somebody muted me? No, it's not me. So because we do not have the luxury of time of holding a meeting like this again. So I will now open the floor for people to ask Sally questions. Sally is our legal expert that we are bringing on board. Unfortunately, she's not available to take up the questions because the notice was too short, but she will be able to respond to your question through a video chat, which will be sent to us. We'll upload it on a YouTube channel on YouTube, which we use for our filing system, and share with you as unlisted. Once you watch the YouTube, the video, will either remove it from YouTube or we'll set it to private. So that's how we're gonna go. And I'm gonna give a chance to everybody. Now, I'll start with my software engineer. Software engineer Rose Deborah. Sally is becoming on board as a legal expert to make sure that you do not make any mistake that can lead to any legal case. So do you have any questions for Sally or an area of concern for Sally? Rose Deborah, are you there? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I don't know whether you are stopped sharing your screen. Have you stopped sharing your screen? Because I'm just seeing black. I was more comfortable with the white background. But you have stopped sharing. Yes, can you set us to a view where we can see everybody? We can see everybody. So, Rose Deborah, do you have a question for Sally?
I would just like to know the steps that we would have to take to patent this project.
Oh, that's a question for Sally. The steps that one would like to take to patent the project, that's one. So we move to Margaret Sombe. Margaret Sombe, do you have a question for our legal expert to be?
Yeah, maybe one, I would want our lawyer to respond to the idea that basically today, I think she should have taken us through the MOU. So I wanted to know, one, is the MOU legally binding? So that would mean, will it be?
No, we have Margaret, remember we have not hired her yet. We have not agreed on the term of service. So that will come far much later when we have already hired her.
Okay.
When we have,
The
and there
number
are several, hold on, and there are several MOUs. When you are talking about MOUs, which one? Is it one with the KISWATE adopted school, KISWATE friendly school, others? Is it one with the developers, or is it one with the consultants? There are going to be so many MOUs, all the MOUs with the legal expert. So that question, you are like 2 or 3 days ahead of us. Please relax, sit back, take a deep breath, and get a glass of cold water to cool yourself. So do you have any other question? We need questions that will lead to her hiring.
I would still ask, because there's something that you had shared with us as an MOU that was saying the KISWATE adopted schools, what percentage are they supposed to benefit?
Hold on, Margaret. I said that they're not the discussion for this meeting. There's another meeting coming up. Even the meeting we're going to have on Saturday and Sunday, that's not the discussion. That discussion will come in after we have signed a contract with the lawyer, with the legal expert, and you'll have time to ask that. Remember, for this initiative, we are implementing it on January 2nd, 2026, 1 year from now. And remember, the legal expert, the developers, we are going to engage them from January 2nd, 2025. And also, remember that you, as a consultant, your official contract will start on January 2nd. Right now, everybody else is still under training. There are those who are on training. We are not paying them anything. There are those who are on training, and we are paying something as casuals. So that question again will come later when we have hired our legal expert. Or have I answered your question? Hello?
Well, I don't think you've answered me. You basically told me to keep my questions.
What I'm saying, anything on the discussion of what we call memorandum of understanding that I've shared with you, please keep it off this meeting until we're on board our legal expert. What I shared with you has not been approved by our legal expert because we didn't have one. And if you have any issue that is burning, please feel free to send that question to my inbox, and I'll be more than happy to answer you as a layman and not as a legal expert. Now, are you okay now? Hey, Margaret.
I think we can now proceed. We can now proceed.
Yes. And please, there are two things. I want people to take instructions from me. And there are two things we have talked about, and that's how it's going to be, because I know I know what I'm talking about. There's something I know that you don't know about this project. Number one, any issue to deal with money, please don't discuss with anybody. Refer that person to me. Schedule a 30-minute meeting, Zoom meeting with the person, and I'll talk to the person. After I talk to the person will decide whether he wants to join us or he wants to go away. That's number one. Number two, any issue to deal with the memorandum of understanding that might have shared with you, kindly, if you have any question, engage me directly, either through a Zoom meeting or an inbox. The memorandum of understanding that I've shared with you and everybody else have not been approved by our legal expert. There are gaps, and there are a language that we have used that is not that's not acceptable in the legal profession. We have to seal those loopholes, seal those gaps before you can ask the question that you wanted to ask. But if you still want to know, you are curious, please engage me and I'll answer you as a layman. Okay, let's proceed. Margaret, do you have any question? Hey, Margaret. Hello? Margaret is not there.
Yeah, I have a question.
Hold on. I want to finalize with Margaret. She's still in the meeting. Margaret, do you have any other question to ask our legal person?
No, not now, not now.
You don't have any other question to ask?
Okay, well, maybe the other one is that maybe I just wanted to know that she's not here. I wanted to know whether she has ever interacted with the educators in the past, and what was the relationship like. Probably she would respond to that via video. She ever interacted with teachers, and what was the relationship like?
Okay, thank you very much, Margaret, for asking that question. I believe our legal expert is going to get that and respond to you. And on top of the same, I wanted to add another question the same. Yes, Sally, when you watch this video recording, can you please tell us whether you have been able to interact with teachers at personal level? And if yes, what was the interaction all about? Because the people you're going to deal with, the people you're going to offer legal services to are all teachers. We are all teachers. Okay, thank you. So who was that next?
Yeah, this is KISWATE.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like Sally to help us understand the legal implications of problems in content development like plagiarism. Basically, that one about the plagiarism. I just want to understand the legal implications and what we should do to avoid that.
Okay, thank you. That is well put. Next, Noella. Noella, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Paz.
We can't hear you. Yeah, go ahead, please, and ask.
No, I'm just saying that it looks like the lawyer is with us. I'm seeing somebody, Sally Omoto.
Yeah, but she sent me a text saying that she's in a class and she's not able to respond verbally. And because this meeting was impromptu, that is okay. And again, another thing that you want to know, we have not hired her. And some of your questions is like she's already working. So maybe moving forward, for her to answer all our questions comprehensively, Mr. Dalu will have to move with speed and let KDA bring her on board. Bring her on board where we have a valid contract also before he can answer the question. But I would wish her to answer some of those questions even before bringing her on board as a legal expert, like the questions of interacting with the teachers. The question asked by Margaret, the boss, the team leader, those one we need, those one does not need any legal expertise. We need her to answer those as part of onboarding her or as part of the interviews, stuff like that. Okay. Noella, go ahead and ask your question. Noella, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. My question is in the chat. I wrote it on the chat.
Okay, let me read it. Let me read it for you. Yes, your question in the chat. You say, my question to you, the lawyer. Her name is Sally. Who is responsible when an AI system make decisions that result into harm or legal violations? Into harm and or legal violation. I assure you, Noella, that kind of questions will have can only be answered by the lawyer when we have already hired her and after she has been given a brief by our technical expert on AI. So you will be answered, but I don't think immediately. So stuff like that. Okay. Is that the only question you have? Okay, we move. Who is left? Mr. Odalo. Do you have any question?
Right now, I don't have any.
Right now, you don't have any? Okay, that is fine. I would wish us to stop recording Rose Deborah, are you there?
I don't have any.
Yes.
Okay, Rose Deborah, are you there?
Yes.
Please stop recording. And at this particular point, Rose Deborah, you can exit the meeting and leave us, hand over the host privilege to somebody else.